Cybersecurity researchers recently uncovered two malicious Chrome extensions that have been secretly capturing user credentials from over 170 websites. This significant breach, reported on December 23, 2025, highlights the growing risks associated with seemingly harmless browser add-ons. The extensions, both named Phantom Shuttle and developed by the same entity, were marketed as tools for network speed testing. Despite their benign appearance, they have been found to intercept user traffic and steal sensitive information. One version of the extension has been available since November 2017, while the other was published in April 2023. Next, we'll delve into how these extensions operate, the specific threats they pose, and what users should do to protect themselves. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. Timeline of the malicious extensions. The story of the malicious Chrome extensions begins on November 26, 2017, with the publication of the first version of Phantom Shuttle. Initially marketed as a network speed test tool, it attracted around 2,000 users. This early version laid the groundwork for a deceptive subscription model that would later be replicated in a second variant. On April 27, 2023, the developer launched a second instance of Phantom Shuttle, which garnered 180 users. Despite being a newer release, both extensions shared the same malicious capabilities and were designed to function identically in terms of data theft. As users unknowingly subscribed to these extensions, they believed they were gaining access to a legitimate VPN service. The pricing structure, ranging from 9.9 yen to 95.9 yen CNY, created a false sense of value and security, further entrenching users in the malicious ecosystem. This subscription model not only generated revenue for the developers but also ensured ongoing user engagement, as subscribers were incentivized to keep the extensions active. The extension's operations were sophisticated. They utilized a technique known as man-in-the-middle (MITM) to intercept user credentials seamlessly. By injecting hard-coded proxy credentials during HTTP authentication requests, the extensions established a covert channel for credential theft, all while masquerading as legitimate network tools. The malicious behavior escalated with the implementation of a heartbeat mechanism, which communicated user data back to a command and control server every 5 minutes. This continuous flow of information included sensitive details such as plaintext passwords and user emails, heightening the risk of identity theft and unauthorized access. The targeted domain list, which included high-value platforms like GitHub and AWS, indicated a strategic choice aimed at exploiting developers and enterprises. The inclusion of adult sites suggested an additional layer of malicious intent, potentially for future blackmail scenarios. As the investigation unfolded, cybersecurity experts noted the alarming implications of these extensions for enterprise security. The incident underscored the need for proactive measures, including extension allow listing and vigilant monitoring of network traffic for suspicious activities. Ultimately, the timeline of Phantom Shuttle reveals a calculated approach to cybercrime, leveraging user trust and the complexities of browser extensions to execute a long-term data theft operation. The findings serve as a critical reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in browser add-ons and the importance of robust cybersecurity practices in today's digital landscape. The consequences of the credential theft from the malicious Chrome extensions extend far beyond individual user impacts, posing significant threats to both personal and enterprise security. With over 170 targeted websites, the scope of potential data compromised is extensive, encompassing sensitive information such as passwords, credit card details, and authentication tokens. This breadth of data theft not only endangers users' financial security but also exposes companies to critical vulnerabilities that could lead to larger breaches. The operational model of these extensions, disguised as legitimate VPN services, raises alarming concerns about user trust in browser extensions. Users who believed they were enhancing their online privacy instead unwittingly facilitated a sophisticated man-in-the-middle attack. The subscription model employed by the attackers serves a dual purpose. It generates revenue while also ensuring ongoing access to user data, as victims continue to pay for what they think is a legitimate service. Moreover, the implications for enterprises are particularly severe. The exfiltration of developer secrets and API keys could enable supply chain attacks, where malicious actors exploit compromised credentials to infiltrate larger systems. This could lead to cascading failures across networks, affecting not only the immediate victims but also their clients and partners. The use of advanced techniques such as hard-coded credential injection and continuous data exfiltration through a command and control server exemplifies the increasing sophistication of cyber threats. As organizations increasingly rely on browser extensions for productivity, the risk of unmanaged vulnerabilities becomes a pressing issue. Security teams must now prioritize extension allow listing and implement robust network monitoring to detect suspicious activities related to proxy authentication. In light of these events, the cybersecurity landscape is evolving. Organizations must adapt their strategies to mitigate risks associated with browser-based applications. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the necessity for heightened vigilance and proactive measures in safeguarding digital identities and enterprise integrity in an era where cyber threats are becoming ever more sophisticated. In light of the recent discovery of the malicious Chrome extensions, users and organizations need to take immediate and proactive steps to safeguard their online security. First and foremost, users who have installed the Phantom Shuttle extensions are strongly advised to remove them from their browsers without delay. This action is critical to halt any ongoing credential theft and mitigate potential damage. For organizations, it is essential to implement robust extension management policies. This includes deploying an extension allow listing system to ensure that only approved and verified extensions can be installed on company devices. By restricting access to potentially harmful tools, organizations can reduce their vulnerability to similar attacks in the future. Moreover, cybersecurity teams should increase their vigilance by monitoring for unusual proxy authentication attempts within their networks. Such monitoring can help identify any unauthorized access or data exfiltration attempts that may arise from compromised extensions. Regular audits of installed browser extensions can also help in detecting any unauthorized or suspicious additions. Education plays a vital role in this context. Organizations should conduct training sessions to raise awareness among employees about the risks associated with browser extensions. Emphasizing the importance of downloading only from trusted sources and understanding the permissions requested by extensions can foster a more security-conscious culture. Finally, users and organizations alike should consider implementing multi-factor authentication, MFA, on sensitive accounts. This additional layer of security can help protect against unauthorized access, even if credentials are compromised. By adopting these preventive measures, users and organizations can better shield themselves from the evolving landscape of cyber threats associated with browser extensions. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.